Today is a beautiful January 23rd, 2024. We're in the bucolic community of Gladstone, New Jersey. And you're looking at the old Lackawanna Depot at Gladstone with a quaint Arrow MU parked next to it. These Arrow MUs have been running up and down the Gladstone Branch for 40 years. Branch is largely unchanged over time. But we're going to take a ride out of here on train 428 back to Hoboken. It leaves at 2:54. I was here in the fall a couple of years ago with flaming foliage around. This is another type of beauty you can get here. Too bad it's not Christmas. Gladstone Tavern is a good place to have food and spirits here. It used to be called the Brass Penny, but it still has the horse on the porch. Well, there's the Peapack Reformed Church right across the street from the train station. Gorgeous sight. I was here on a similar type day several autumns ago, and the leaves around here were absolutely stunning. You can see there's quite a bit of snow here. They had a storm on Sunday here, dropped about 5 or 6 inches in the area. Really hasn't had a chance to melt, and it's Thursday. It's been freezing all week. Hasn't even reached the freezing point. But hopefully over the weekend it'll start to moderate. Well, Arrow MU 1316, this is 428 back to Hoboken. We're getting ready to pull out on train 428.
It still doesn't close the gap.
All right, time to travel on the bucolic 21st century interurban they call the Gladstone Branch. Heard that Westinghouse AA2 horn. This is Gladstone Yard, which is empty, but it'll be loaded with trains later. Approaching a crossing that has flashers and bells. It's kind of a neat sound with a Doppler effect. opens, you get to hear these things breathe. Peapack. Except for a couple of rush hour trains, this line is entrusted with these 40-plus-year-old Arrow MUs. Those rush hour trains operate with locomotives and push-pull equipment. That's the south branch of the Raritan River, frozen. Got a restricting signal as he has to meet an opposing train at Far Hills. siding here. Waiting for our opposition. Don't see any sign of them yet. US Highway 202. Minebrook Station site that was closed decades ago. This is the Ferranti Farm. You love those Westinghouse AA2 horns. Appropriate type horns sound like interurbans. And this is probably the best full operation 21st century interurban line you can ride on. This is Bernardsville, site of another controlled sighting. One of the bigger stations on the branch. Might as well enjoy these cars because they're not long for this world. They're going to be replaced by Bombardier bi-level MUs. Gladstone Branch is known as the Passaic in Delaware. The signal plates have the letter P in front of the mileage. It was originally planned to go to Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania Railroad had something to say about that, and the tracks ended at Gladstone and never went any further. There's Interstate 287. Basking Ridge. So many people these days, I've been fighting a cold for the last week and a half. I'm trying not to let it get me down, taking my antibiotics. I better feel good because I'm going to Springfield this weekend. This is Lyons. How you doing? Good.
Yeah. Taking a ride today?
Oh yeah. Like the snow. It looks pretty out here.
Oh yeah.
It's been freaking cold though.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up though a little bit. Thank God it's think the 3 days it was fine. It's going to be a little bit better now.
Well, you know, what made it good is there's not that much wind.
Yeah.
If the wind was blowing, forget about it. Oh,
Yeah, I saw. I think not this Friday, but next Friday it's supposed to be a little gusty. They said. I don't know how they can tell so early, but
I don't believe those. I remember that conductor from a previous trip I took. I think on the same train out of Summit to Hoboken. He was fooling around with the passengers. There's a remnant of a siding here. I think there was like an old quarry. They used to run stone trains out here with Erie Lackawanna SD45s, if you can believe that. All right, here's the Passaic River. We go over a high bridge here. Look at that. One of the scenic highlights of the Gladstone Branch. Yeah, you can hear me sniffling. Yeah, it's in the upper 20s today. But like I said, it's not so bad. There's not much wind, and I'm wearing my long johns. Oh, Millington. Another beautiful old station. See that pole that had a semaphore signal on it at one time? We should be meeting one more train at Murray Hill. ID the crossings and graphics later. They were all on the branch. There aren't any once you get past a little ways past Murray Hill. That's it. Stirling. This has a controlled siding too, but it's not. We're not using it right now. Far Hills, Bernardsville, Stirling, Murray Hill. That's where the controlled sidings are. then, wow. Wooden catenary poles. And the service was rather infrequent in those days. Now they run every hour. The controlled sidings back then were all hand-thrown switches. Now with the Rule 261, I think that's what they have here. And all these new sidings, they can run trun trains every hour. I've ever done a ride on this branch in the snow before. Well, I know what that crossing is. That's Morristown Road. I was rail fanning there with another guy on a nice, pleasant June day when we're getting trains speeding. And here there's a dragging equipment detector we just passed over. Station is Gillette. Smile, you guys, you're on candid camera. Swamp. They emphasize the word frozen. This is a pedestrian crossing here.
Our assistant coach, he couldn't believe how fast they could run the 100 meter. So when he saw how fast they could run the 100 meter, I saw his weight. He said,
Yeah, I definitely recognize the voice from that conductor I rode out of Summit. He's a character. He was kidding around with passengers. I mean, I was riding the train and I heard passengers yelling, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? They know him. He was kidding around with them. Regular passengers he kids with. Apparently he was a good track star when he was in college.
I never scored a touchdown, but I was able to walk. First play, first time he tried to call that.
Hey, going in the siding for our opposition.
They gave me a ball right up the fucking middle. I got to 35 yards. That took like 3 people to work me down.
That's why I kind of set it up. Like that.
Did you play ball?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you did up there?
Yeah, that day I rode this train out of Summit to Hoboken. That was when I did that fall autumn foliage extravaganza on the branch. I think that was in October of 2022.
Yeah, you were 12 years up.
All right, as you can see the headlight of our opposing train here. He's making a station stop at Murray Hill.
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes I have school, I like can't get it. Yeah, that's like
You still remember it?
no.
No.
So like if I did like around
I don't remember my locker combo, but you know, combination that you remember. All my bicycle chain locks I had. My first bike, I still remember. Like, this is like the early 80s, 6431.
Here he comes.
I don't know how the hell I can remember those stuff. But all my high school locker combination numbers.
Yeah, this branch is the workhorse branch for these cars. There's a few trains that go to Dover with the Arrow MUs, I think. I don't know, I think they can run on the Montclair branch too. Obviously the Princeton shuttle. But this is where they really stretch their legs. Going the 42-something miles from Hoboken to Gladstone. If you like the RMUs going through the countryside, definitely do it on this branch, rail fan. Some beautiful places on the branch. I did a video last June, I think it was last June, or it was during the summer months. It was definitely warmer than today. Went to some nice rural grade crossings.
Next up.
Okay, our last crossing coming up is actually a four-way crossing. Looks like some kind of a freight siding here that dumped debris out of cars. That was our last grade our next stop at New Providence, we'll shortly join up with the Morrison Essex, and we'll join up at Summit Interlocking. New Providence. This is our last station on the Gladstone Branch.
Southern Small Service at Dover and Hackettstown, Seton Office, New York, Penn Station. This train will continue on, making all local stops at the Hoboken. Next stop is
Yeah, these Gladstone trains are real local dogles. I talk about the North White Plains locals, but at least these trains, although they make a lot of stops, do it in a much greater distance, like a little over 42 miles. All right, here comes the Morrison Essex. The old Lackawanna main line to Scranton and Binghamton. Saw the likes of the Phoebe Snow, the Lake Cities, the Twilight Express, the Pocono Express on the old Erie Lackawanna. Station, Summit, the next stop. Well, it's actually the summit of one of the Watchung mountain chains. Supposedly 3 of them. They run in a northeast to southwest direction. And Summit is at the top of this part of the Watchung Mountains. Supposedly the highest point on the Watchung mountain chain is like 879 feet. We'll slide down the Watchung Mountains when we leave here, Summit. at Interlocking, we're switching on to the Morris and Essex. Well, on the timetable, the Gladstone Branch is part of the Morris and Essex, but I'm talking about the main line. You could just call it the Morristown line. Summit.
What's the matter? You don't look happy.
No, because of my seat up there.
Oh, see, go ahead, come on, move.
No. Please, leave. I'm joking. Leave. I am just joking. Leave. I'm just teasing. Leave.
There you go, you got it. You don't want it?
I was just teasing.
Oh, here.
I was just bothering him. I was just bothering him.
Don't shake me too much.
That's my long lost adopted son. There you go.
Our conductor was playfully assaulting a passenger. I got 3:47. We get into Hoboken a little before 4:30. Summit Tower there.
All station staff to Hoboken, show your next stop.
Here we can start to make some speed from here on out. We're dropping down the side of Watchung Mountain here. Pretty much run parallel to the Watchung Mountains until you get to around Orange, and you curve away from it. town of Short Hills, New Jersey. The station, there's a big station building here. One of the many fortresses that the Lackawanna Railroad built. There's a restaurant in the station here too.
Short Hills.
Millburn Short Hills Historical Society. Essex is quite busy through here. It's a great place to watch the action. Pretty town also.
Millburn, next up. Visibly skirting the Watchung mountain chain here. You can see it. We're approaching Millburn, another nice town. Right here, going in that direction, you enter the South Mountain Refuge. Hiking trails. A lot of steep climbing in there. It's huge. South Mountain Wilderness Area. Millburn.
Yeah, as soon as you enter that refuge, you're working pretty hard climbing. I've never gone to that wilderness area, but after walking the streets of San Francisco, I would find that walk comparable. It was rugged. San Francisco's roads go straight up and straight down pretty much.
Maplewood, next stop.
Interlocking there, we pick up a third track. Tracks are numbered 3, 1, and 2, left to right.
should be passing over a detector. You should be able to hear it. Coming into Maplewood.
Maplewood.
Another nice town, Maplewood.
Next up, South Orange.
South Orange, home of Seton Hall University. A number of nice towns on this Morristown line.
South Orange, South Orange.
South Orange. Yeah, right here we're running pretty much parallel to the Watchung Mountain Range.
Next, this is the Mountain Station.
Mountain Station, so named because it's at the side of Watchung Mountain. Yeah, there it is. You can see it right there. The road is climbing quite a bit. There's a set of arrows going through. There's another one. Mountain Station. This is a great place to rail fan. I spent a lovely autumn day here a couple of years ago. Lots of color. You're looking at the old guard. GE Arrow MUs. Here we start climbing. Go on to elevated right of way. You can see the Watchung Ridge in the background. They're about 400 to 500 feet above sea level. I don't think you really need an oxygen mask if you go up there. It starts to get a little more urbanized. Urbanized or ex-urbanized. Highland Avenue. After we leave here, we're going to make a right turn and recede away from the Watchungs. Montclair-Boonton line, or the MOBO, one of the stops in Montclair is called Watchung Avenue. Coming into Orange. Not quite as much snow here as there was further west. Yeah, these Lackawanna stations, notice those concrete foundations holding up the canopies. Station buildings. These were all built around the turn of the 20th century by the Lackawanna Railroad. They had a lot of money to build things like this. Like I said, they're like fortresses. When the Lackawanna built these, they intended for them to last forever. And I think they just might. Between the Erie and the Lackawanna, the two components of the Erie-Lackawanna Railroad, the Lackawanna was run much better and much better financial shape by far than the Erie.
Next up, Richard.
Oh yes, Brick Church. That used to be a stop for the long-distance passenger trains. And until, well, since my last trip out this way about a year or so ago, you could see the old brick church where the station in town got its name. But now they built some residential complexes and you can't see it anymore. See this complex under construction? Completely obliterates that view. To think you could one time board a train here and go to Chicago. Fancy light fixtures. Well, here's a church, but that's not the church I was talking about. Station buildings. about the Montclair branch, the old Lackawanna Montclair branch. Now the MoBo, Montclair Boone line. Trench. Into Newark Broad Street. This was also a stop for the Erie Lackawanna long distance trains.
Now we are arriving at Newark Broad Street, west of that, while getting off the train. Newark Broad, Hoboken be your next stop.
Although you can't see it on this side, the station building at Newark Broad Street is colossal. Huge brick tower. Ooh. GP 40 FH2, I believe, on a Hackettstown train. I have to check that out. Guy on the radio, I could hear the sound of an EMD prime mover in the background idling. Medium signal here.
Employee stop coming up, followed by Hoboken.
Here we're going to be stopping at Meadows, MMC. Out there is Interstate 280. About to pass over the Passaic River. Good ride from Gladstone. The lighting is just perfect most of the way. This time of year you can do it in the warmer weather. The sun swings around more to this side. And we should get some high-speed running in before we get towards Hoboken. just came off the connector from the Northeast Corridor. Switched from, I think, 12.5 kilovolts to 25 kilovolts. That's what's over us right now. Kearny Junction. Under the Northeast Corridor. And passing under the New Jersey Turnpike, the eastern and western spurs is split here. Care for a swim? Probably wouldn't go splash, you'd bounce off of it. Frozen, man. We really had cold weather most of this month. At Meadows MMC Maintenance Center, services the New Jersey Transit equipment. I saw a young rail fan's favorite F40PH-3C on my right in the yard, 4909. Get some heritage units in Hoboken. I'm going to hang out there for a bit. Next stop is Hoboken. Interlocking is Sanford's. The Hackensack River. They call this the Lower Hack Bridge. here is West End. Tracks over there, that's the combination Passaic Valley. Oh, there's a freight train down there. So it's just out of Croxton. That was West End Tower there. Here we join up with the Passaic Valley routes, the Bergen County main line. That track comes down from Secaucus Junction. And we will shortly come into the Bergen Tunnels. There's another freight train underneath. Man, I think that was a CSX. Okay, we're approaching Hoboken. Interlocking is East End. See if we see anything interesting in the yard up here. Comes another Jeep. Heard it from a source that the Conrail locomotive should be going out on a Spring Valley train later. There's a 4900 GP40 FH2. Track geometry inspection vehicle. $42.12. Coming into the Great Hoboken Terminal. Probably one of the greatest operating railroad museums in the country, with all the second generation EMD diesels that you see here. There's another GP40PH-2B, 4202. I probably at some point captured every single one of these old EMDs on video. I'll have to make a compilation of them. Hoboken Terminal Tower. See if there's anything interesting sitting on the platforms. You see the 4912 in there, F40PH-3C, and I see a GP40 FH2 4901. And another 3C 4908 and good old 4100. and some ugly ducklings. That was a great ride to Gladstone. I hope you enjoyed the New Jersey Transit Sleigh Ride on the Gladstone Branch. On this ride to Hoboken on old Lackawanna Railroad tracks. Riding on these venerable old General Electric Arrow MUs. I got 4:34. I think we're right on time.
Hoboken final station stop.
But he acts like so, he acts so mature, you know what I mean?
End of the line. Well, here we are looking at the museum. With the 4908. Select trains. It's still pretty nippy out. 4:51. It's 11:65 for Suffern. The trains sort of accelerate and then slow down. They're doing their running brake test. 5:13, here's 1221 to Waldwick with the Erie Heritage. for suffering with one of my favorite Jeeps, former CNJ engine.